Hello, everybody. Wow. All right. We had some technical difficulties, not with us two because we're here, but we don't know where Jacob is. So I'm Forrest at USCEFC on social media, and with me right now so far is Gwyn. Gwyn, say hello to the people.
Hello, everybody. At OKGevs on Twitter. If you weren't here for the last show, I'm a new addition to the team, which is
Yep.
lovely.
And we are happy to
Um,
have him here. And we need Jacob to show up. But he'll show up eventually. It's fine.
absolutely.
We'll get him in. But so today, obviously, we don't have a game still until next weekend, which is just honestly soul destroying. And look who just showed up. Here we go, waving his
The
hands
one
like a maniac,
season.
waving his hands like a maniac. We've got him
What's
live
up?
and in person. It's Jacob Ritchie.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Boom,
whoa,
boom,
whoa,
boom,
whoa,
boom,
whoa.
boom.
What's up, y'all?
Jacob, say hello to everybody. Thank you.
Hey, everyone. How we doing? How y'all doing?
We are good. We are fine.
Fantastic, dog. How are
And
you?
we are online. Okay. So we are here today to do a keep sell show. Reviewing the squad with what, 7 games left in the season now? 7 games. And
Yeah, I think that's
just
right.
looking at what we have left, the players we have left in the team, what we might need, but just an idea of kind of looking ahead. Obviously, a lot of what European competition, if any, we qualify for will affect a lot of decisions. But we can kind of talk around those levels of how the season might end. So, is everybody ready? Are we ready to start?
Oh, I'm
Good.
good.
Thumbs up. Gwyn is ready. Okay, folks, here we go. So we are starting off with in goal, Jordan Pickford. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, let's sell him.
That's a
Get him
chicken.
out of here. Chelsea can offer us quite a bit.
He can leave on a free.
Out of free. Yeah, I mean, he conceded a goal today, didn't he, for England?
That's the first goal he's conceded for England since
He's
October
ruined. He's finished. Get him out of
2024.
the team. He's ruined. He's finished. Get him out of the team.
Get him out. I don't want him anymore.
Yeah. Okay. All jokes aside, obviously we keep Jordan Pickford. There's no end of superlatives we can leave on Jordan Pickford's name this season and in just about every season he's played for us. He's been a starter for almost a decade now. I think next year is his 10th year at the club. Or maybe 2 years. Either way, he's right around that mark to get a memorial. When he's dead, he's passed away.
Oh, no.
Testimonial.
Oh, no.
That's important.
Yeah, I mean, guys, love Jordan Pickford.
He
Yeah.
can leave on a free when he's 90. Otherwise, he's never leaving the club.
Quite literally, yeah.
He stays forever, yeah.
Uh-huh. Cool. All right. Well, that's enough of that. Mark Travers. Guys made 2 appearances so far for us this season. I don't think either of those have been Premier League appearances. So he's got 3 years left on his contract.
He hasn't been bad in either of these appearances.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you think?
Hey, he's fine. I mean, I think, if we get into Europe, you probably want a decent to serviceable level backup keeper just in case. I mean, just the way the club's been for the past 5 years or so, we haven't really used our backup keepers all that much. Jordan Pickford never really gets injured, and he's obviously very good at doing goalkeeper things. I like Mark Travers fine. I wouldn't mind keeping him around, honestly. He was fine in the 2 cup games he played in. I don't think anybody's really seen enough of him to say one way or another. So
I would agree with that.
No. I don't know. I think he's solid enough as a backup, but like you said, we haven't really seen much because he only joined last year?
Yeah, this summer, yeah. This past summer.
Yeah, summer, yeah. So not really a whole lot to see about him, but
yeah, not a lot to go off of.
Okay. The only thing I don't like is when we're playing a game and I look at the bench and we've got two goalkeepers on the bench.
Yeah,
that's agreeable.
Yeah, I mean, I think
absolutely grim.
That predates David Moyes. I think with Ronald Koeman did that. Maybe I don't
know.
Whenever the extension of the bench happened, that became a pretty regular fixture. It's a weird thing. And I agree. Mark Travers just signed a deal. He's just came here. It would seem silly that he would leave the club unless somebody wanted him as their starting keeper. And who knows? Maybe a team that comes up next season is looking for a keeper and looks at him and says, "Well, we can get him for a low fee." And he played for Bournemouth for a while and started for them for a while. So who knows what happens with him? And Tom King, obviously, he's got another year left on his contract, but he's just kind of the old head, maybe a practice squad keeper, you'd almost say. Somebody who knows the city, right? Isn't he from Liverpool, Tom King?
I think he's Welsh.
Is he Welsh? Well,
I think he's Welsh.
Yeah. He is Welsh, yes.
For some reason, I thought he had a connection with Liverpool or Liverpool's academy.
He might, to be honest. That's not outrageous. The way I see with the backup keepers, is like it's fine right now. If we get Europe, like Jacob said, we're going to need somebody that's a little bit more active. Like, I don't know. You see Sunderland right now. Have you seen their backup keeper? Because they've got Rofes in net most of the time. And I was watching the all the best saves or whatever from this season. Someone came up on my feed, and they've got what's his name, Elberg or something in net, and he is class. Whoever that backup keeper is great. Should get somebody like him if he's not getting enough game time there.
Sure.
Should be getting him if we are getting into Europe. It would make sense.
I wouldn't hate it.
But I don't think we need 2 backup keepers right now. With the amount of injuries Jordan Pickford has, which is 0, we don't really need that.
Yeah.
Very true. It seems like a position that you wouldn't want to be a need we have to fill in the summer with so many other things we want to focus on.
Agreed.
So cool.
I mean, it's fine.
Lovely. Okay, moving on. So that's the keeper situation sorted. Look at us. No changes. 100% in the team right now. We got a lot of faith in the squad. Moving on to defense. We'll start off with the guy that I know we all want, but somebody who's going to have rumors swirling about his head all summer. Jared Branthwaite.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to keep him.
Did you guys see the quote from Dyche that came out earlier this week? Because he said that while he was at the club, he was trying to get Scott McTominay to Everton, and he was saying that he couldn't get the deal across the line because someone was going the other way. And I said on Twitter, okay, well, it's pretty obvious that person's probably Jared Branthwaite because United were trying to get him.
I thought that person was Onana, honestly.
I thought it was Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
So we all three thought it was a different person.
Okay. Okay, well, never mind then. I thought it was going to be Jared Branthwaite because they were so close to signing him allegedly or whatever. But
no,
dude, we've dodged an immense amount of bullets in the last couple of years, and I don't want Jared Branthwaite to go anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly really think that we're going to keep him. He just signed a new deal, if I'm not mistaken. I think the club has made their position on him pretty clear. Unless an outrageous number comes in, they're probably not going to sell. And I mean, especially with how little he's played this year, I don't know if a club comes in, it would be something stupid like $70-80 million probably. I don't know if that offer comes in. 2, I don't know who's making that offer. And 3, I just don't think I think we'd give everybody a really hard time. And for that reason, I think he stays. And I'm glad he does because he's our best defender by a good bit.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's going anywhere because, like you said, hasn't played that much. He's 23, so he doesn't have the 21-year-old Dean Huijsen random tax on him for just being good at a young age.
Yeah.
But, I mean, realistically, I don't know about you guys. I see him as like the future of the club at the back. Him and Chick Ryan really for center backs, but he's just got everything. I mean, if he gets past the injury problems, he's got the opportunity to be.
Yeah, he's had a couple of injury problems, hasn't he? Pretty young in his career.
Yeah,
a lot of muscular injuries too.
Yeah, because he had a really rare setback that happened after the one injury during it was a whole thing.
Yeah,
but if you take that out of the equation, he's class all the time. He's fast, he's big, he's techie. He can just get it all done. So
he's right-footed.
Unless I see 80 million on the table,
most impressive
trait
about him, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous what he can do with both feet. I mean, the issue now as we go to the summer is Everton's stance on their young players are pretty clear. They're young, valuable players. You look at Branthwaite and Jai, Garner, etc. We don't want to sell, and we're not going to entertain any offers either. They're very, very firm on that. And I think the only thing that's going to make them change their mind is if a player puts in a transfer request.
Yes.
So. And now you start to question a player's character and whether or not they would do that. Jared Branthwaite, I think, will be the subject of a lot of interest this summer. I think clubs like Manchester United, who have already been monitoring him, Chelsea as well, are going to be looking at him as somebody that can be the future of their back line as well. And I think especially if Manchester United get Champions League football, they're going to spend money. I mean, I know they've already spent a decent amount of money and are in crazy debt, and they're never going to get touched by it anyways because, why would you ruin the brand of Manchester United, even though it's not whatever, it'll do it for anybody else. Would give us points deductions. I'm not bitter. But they're gonna be looking to spend money. So clubs are going to be snooping around them. You just gotta, but we hold the cards in our hand. We can demand the highest fee. He's got he's 4 years left on his contract. He's got 4 years left on his contract going in the next season. So we hold all the cards. I think clubs will sniff about them. They might test our resolve, but I think they'll be pushed back pretty firmly. And I don't expect any concrete interest or concrete links to come from Jared Bradley this summer. He's getting a lot of playing time. When he's fit, he's getting a hell of a lot of playing time. He's guaranteed to start every week. You would imagine that he'll miss out on the World Cup this summer, but he will look to be able to break into that England squad next year as the World Cup cycle ends, and they look to the Euros and they look to what's the next generation of this England team. So I don't think he's in a better place.
I think.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that.
Yeah, I mean the injury, I'm sure it gutted him, but he's a very determined guy. You see it in the way he plays. You see it in the way he carries himself. So he's not going to be somebody who lets that get to him. So I think he stays. Interest will be there, but at the end of the day, we hold the cards, and I think he belongs here. He fits in the club really well. Honestly, he's been here. He's been here a while. He's been here almost 4 or 5 years now. We bought him as a young guy from Carlisle, so he's pretty entrenched in this club. So happy to have him.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And now that we've got the pull, we've got the financial pull and the stadium and just the general,
and hopefully
the new owners, potentially Europe. We've just got a lot more pull now than we did a couple of years ago, which it makes it more. It's nice because we don't have to sell our young players anymore. I mean, I'm thrilled that our upgrade was from Anthony Gordon to Iliman and Jai, really. But in the case that we have to sell somebody that's that expensive, we don't have to do that anymore. For people that are better than him. So most players, but it's not an issue anymore, which is really nice because we can genuinely look at this list and be like, we don't want to sell him, and we probably won't have to.
Yep. All right. Next up, James Tarkowski. So James Tarkowski has 2 years left on his contract. He's 33 years old. Guy's made 33 appearances for us so far this season. And we're a defensive team, so he gets a lot of touches on the ball, so he has a naturally high rating. I think that he has maybe taken a step back, just a small step back as a player this season, just physically. Definitely pace. Obviously you think of that. Who was it? Shesko goal against United. That was highlighted very heavily. I was going to say. But there's a lot to be said for having a guy with a lot of experience and again, his club captain, acting club captain right now, and he's been in the club for a while.
Yeah, I would echo most of that. I mean, I thought at the beginning of the year he was especially not very good, and I think me and you discussed this a little bit. At times, I was pretty genuinely concerned about his place in the team. That first third of the season, he looked really off the pace. He was picking up a lot of yellows. He was making mistakes. And to his credit, I think he's been much better in the last probably 15, 20 games or so. And it's like you said, he's got 2 years left on his contract. He's 33. He might have slowed down a touch physically, but his injury record is near marvelous. He never misses matches. He's as far as club captains go, I mean, he's pretty solid. He seems to be a good leader that our players respect, and I think that replacing him would be slightly trickier than people expect, and I use that as foreshadowing for Michael Keane as well. He's going to be here next year, and I think the question for Tarkowski is probably when his contract runs out, and I think that will be a pretty decent-sized decision. But for now, he stays.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, he's been a good captain figure. He's a good authoritative figure at the back. He's strong. The issue that I have is precisely what you said. His pace has fallen off a cliff this year. I wasn't incredible. He was never as fast as Jared Branthwaite, but he's he's getting beaten a lot at the back this year. Always on Twitter, you always see that one post. It's Premier League team of the season, and he's always in there somehow. I go, who's this guy's PR agent? He's not in there. Yeah. He's not. Who's this guy's PR agent? because
that SofaScore Team of the Year thing. I know what you're talking about.
It's because we are a defensive team. He's always getting touches. He guy has like 20 clearances a game. No shit, no duh.
He has been in that Team of the Week every week for 3 years straight. It's incredible. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's hysterical.
No, it's so funny, but the frustrating thing is I'll see it after we get like slammed at the back, and I go, okay, like, no, don't put him in. Who is his PR team? Because
we shipped 4, and he has a 7.7 on SofaScore.
Literally.
No, you're right. It was the week that we lost. What was it? 4-1 to Newcastle.
Yes,
and he was on there. It's every week, every year. It's been like that. I've never seen one where he isn't in there. And I swear, like, he's not bad. I'll never say that. But he's got the most dedicated PR team I've ever seen doing this work on SofaScore for it. But, like, I don't know. I think he should stay. I don't think we're going to give him another contract, obviously. Nope. 2 years. He's going to be 35, you know. But yeah, you're right. Crazy injury record. He's been stellar. And he's a good like captain figure. Worst case, we get a locker room figure, which at club level is fine. I still disagree with them doing that at international level, calling up Jordan Henderson for the World Cup and whatever. But it's
and to be fair, I don't even think Tarkowski starts next season. So
no, it'll be Jacob Ryan.
We hope not. At the back, we really hope not. Yeah, that's a big hope that he doesn't.
Moyes is going to start him against like Real Betis in the Europa League or something. So,
definitely, if we get European competition, having Tarkowski in the team is important.
Yes,
he has a lot of value. Is a very experienced guy. You just hope that he has at least another. You know, he can see his contract out at a good physical level and not drop off so much that he's Sylvan Distin, Antolin Alcaraz levels. Distin at the end of his contract, obviously, he was a good defender for us for a long time. Jacob, you are in the dark.
He's in the back rooms.
Oh.
Yeah, he literally just glitched out.
He's fixing that now.
Anyway, so we'll move on from James Tarkowski.
The only thing that I have about James Tarkowski, by the way, is if we get Europe, I think he'll struggle in a European competition versus the Premier League. The Premier League fits his style of play better. If we play a team from Italy, he'll be sound. He's there. But if we're playing like a team from like Spain or something that have got pace down the wings, it's over. We're done. We're playing Benfica, it's wraps.
I agree with that.
All right. Moving on from Tarkowski is Michael Keane. Michael Keane is our first player that we're going to talk about whose contract is up in the summer. Divisive figure through most of his time at Everton, has had many rises. Well, not many rises. He's had quite a few falls and one rise that has been steady for a couple of years. Michael Keane is a guy. No, it's not. It's just what it is. I mean, for a long time,
I didn't say it wasn't true. I said it was disrespectful.
He was a much maligned figure in this Everton squad and was seen as one of the cornerstones of some of our failures as a team for a couple of years. And he has reinvigorated himself, especially under Sean Dyche and under David Moyes, as a player who can play at a fairly consistently high level. That being said, he's 33, same age as James Tarkowski. I think a lot of Tarkowski's struggles, especially earlier in the season, might have been due to the fact that he's playing alongside Michael Keane and not Jared Branthwaite, who makes everybody around him look like they're 1.2 rating better on the SofaScore. So, I think it's a tough
That's how we get our ball knowledge, by the way, is from SofaScore.
SofaScore and FotMob and Transfer Market.
Oh, FotMob.
Shout out FotMob.
Shout out. I love FotMob.
If you use ESPN, I'm judging you hard. I'm not.
Yeah, womp.
All right, guys. Michael Keane, tell me now. Hurry, go. Tell me.
Okay. All right, I'll go. Michael Keane, from the year 2 BC up until the year 2025, was not a good footballer. This year, he's decided that he's great. I don't know why he's decided that, but I'm thrilled about it. I think we give him a 1-year contract with like a second as an option, because just as like a fourth choice center back, if we don't sign anybody else, we might as well keep him, because I don't think we're going to be signing more center backs, right? We might as well just keep him for if we get Europe. for one more year with an option for a second, just because Idrissa Gana is showing us there's levels at being 39 years old and or whatever age he is, 47 and still
close to it, closer to 40 than he is to 30. So.
Yeah, I just think I was on Michael Keane's not like him. I didn't like him up until this season because I was like, guys, every time I saw him at the back, I was like, we're conceding 6 because he was just so. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. The issue that I had was when he was at Everton, he just made me like crease. He was just doing nothing at the back. He was like needed a seeing eye dog sometimes. I didn't know.
He made a lot of mistakes. He made a lot of
It was just like his decision making was shocking sometimes. But this year he's been fantastic. So I'd say keep him another year. He's been great this year.
So here's the thing about Michael Keane, right? I know most people didn't want to bring him back for this year. I was actually in the dissenting camp on that. I thought that was fine to have him as a change option. I did not anticipate him having played 29 games already. And he's been really good. And I think I have changed my mind on this probably 400 times already. But I'm almost in the camp at this point, right? He's 33. We know who he is as a player. I think he's pretty solid. I think he's pretty good. But if you look at our defenders, we have kind of an old room. I mean, Jake O'Brien and Branthwaite are young, but Tarkowski and Keane are both 33. And I think there is a clear kind of desire from the club to get younger and have to grow players. And I'm almost of the opinion that we are going to sign a center back in the summer. And I kind of think if that happens, that Keane doesn't come back. I think that maybe we sign a fourth choice, a younger guy that is proven enough to be a change guy. And I think we might let Keane walk. And I think Keane stays in the Premier League and probably ends up in a newly promoted side or something like that. And I'll miss him very much. He scores bangers. And I think
number 9 wherever he goes.
And I think we will miss him at times as a rotational center back. I really do. I think there will be people that are like, man, I wish we had Keane right now. That will happen. Stay woke on that. Somebody will say that at some point next year.
I think I'm anti-woke against that one, but
no, I never thought I'd be in the camp of keeping Keane. The issue is I
know
center back. I'd love to sign a young center back. But I know my club, and I know we're actually John Stones, and we're going to give him $300,000 a week and have no more money to sign that.
Shut your mouth. I'm going to mute you for that one. We already talked about this last week. I will mute you for that.
I'm with Gwyn. Sign John Stones. Sign John.
All right, we're done. I'm going to mute. You're both muted. Hold on. You're in timeout while I talk. You're in timeout.
Baby.
You're both in timeout. I'm kidding. Look, I'm gonna be straightforward. I don't think we should keep Michael Keane. I think you made the exact right point, Jacob, that we do have a pretty old back line, especially our center backs. You have too young, too old. And maybe David Moyes likes that, but I think that we really need just one more center back with pace. I don't think you can trust Jake O'Brien to have that much pace. And I think somebody else, as we get into European competitions, who's a bit younger, who can withstand. I just think we need an upgrade. I just think we do. Even if it's a backup as an upgrade, even if it's a young guy who we come in to get some minutes and develop. I think that the philosophy of the club is changing, and I think that somebody like Michael Keane will be moved on. Whether or not he actually deserves that based on this season. I mean, you could argue the fact that he's playing so well this season because one, he's been given the opportunity to play because of Jared Branthwaite, and then also because he probably wants to stay and probably feels like his best chance of staying in the Premier League is with Everton. Yes, he might get another club to sign him in the Premier League. I don't know if that necessarily would happen, honestly.
This year, probably. I think he would. Some newly promoted side would spend. I mean, what's his market value even? They'd probably get him for nothing.
On a contract,
$4 million
a week, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, if we ended up having the 1 more year contract. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Yeah, I just think, there are certain things we need to move on from as a club, certain players, and I think Michael Keane is one of those players. I think it's time.
Yeah.
He's had a good run here. He's redeemed himself. He's had a redemption arc of goals and of decent defensive performances, and so it's just about what's next and what's the upgrade.
And let's end on a high, with my.
And I don't. I just want to just put this out there. I do not want Ben White at Everton whatsoever.
Me neither. Thank you. I'm glad you brought it up. Someone had to. I don't want Ben White.
Sorry, I appreciate you with the comments, Tara, but there's no way I want Ben White at this club. I'm sorry. I think
no shot.
He's a guy I could totally see coming in the summer, and we might just have to throw our hands up and say, well, whatever. But because he's versatile and he's played center back and right back. But I think we need something better than that, honestly.
If I speak.
He's a good footballer, but yeah, I agree.
If I speak.
Next up, Jake O'Brien.
Keep this guy forever.
Yeah.
It's a pretty obvious keep.
Yeah.
I love Jake O'Brien. I think I rate him a lot more than a lot of our fans do. Love him.
Ready to see him at center back in a consistent way.
He is a fantastic center back.
Yep. I know one of you said that you expect him to start next season alongside Branthwaite. I wouldn't be surprised if Moyes continued to start Tarkowski until he couldn't anymore.
No, that's what he'll do. I'm hoping he starts.
O'Brien should be our starting center back match week 1 next season, and if he's not, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Agree. Yeah. He's had very good performances at center back when he's had the chance this season, and you just hope that he can continue to do that. And his attitude, never putting his head down, playing right back. Even when it wasn't working out too well for him, just continuing to do it, what was asked of him. I think that's a David Moyes mentality thing right there, and will serve him well, currying favor with David Moyes so that he can play at center back starting.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, he's great. He's versatile too. He's fast. He's big. He's got some tech on him. He's got a good cross, decent long ball. He's got good vision, and he's just a presence in the box. I mean, realistically, I said it last time. I think he would have been utilized best as a wide back in a back three, as a right center back.
Right.
But I think that's the best place to utilize his specific skill set. But as a center back, he'd be fantastic too. So,
yeah.
Lovely. Well, moving on to another very divisive figure in this Everton team, Vitaly Mykolenko. 1 year left on his contract. He's going into the last year of his contract. He is he's 26. Yeah, 29. I'm sorry, he's 29. No, I can't.
He's 29.
I can't. No, I'm kidding. I can't read my own notes. He's 26.
I was a little worried for a second.
He's 26. He's made 29 appearances this season. He's 26 years old. It's been with the team for 3 seasons now, 3 years, 4 years now, and has started for most of that time. Guys, I think it's a tough one, but just right off the bat, I'd say keep an offer to contract personally.
Yeah, I'm actually with you. I think he's one of the more overhated and conversely underappreciated Everton players of maybe the last 5 or 10 years. When we first brought him in, I thought he might have been.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Roger that, Captain. I thought he might have been one of the worst footballers I have ever seen in my entire existence on Earth. I thought we had been scammed by a secret agent that had found a local man on the street and put him in an Everton kit, and I was proven very wrong. I don't know, Gwyn. I don't know what you think, but I don't think he's that bad. I think he's a really, really solid defender. Going forward, he leaves a lot to be desired. But, I mean, if we're going to play in Europe next season, I do not at all hate having Vitaly Mykolenko as a change option.
Jacob, one of my favorite things about you guys having me on this podcast for the foreseeable future is that you guys know ball. And listen, I have flipped my opinion on this literally every 10 minutes because this is how I've seen it, right? He is, as a defensive fullback, he is fantastic. He's great.
Exactly that far ahead.
Locks down. I've never seen a winger actually steam this guy. He's locked down with Bukayo Saka every single time. I've never seen him get beaten by Phil Foden. I've never seen him get beaten by Bukayo Saka. He locks them down every time.
Yes.
If you'd asked me this question 6 months ago, I would have said sell him immediately.
Sure.
Right away. Because 6 months ago, this guy was defensive. And then Jack Grealish got triple teamed and he was sightseeing.
Right.
Because he just didn't go forward. But Moyes has turned him into a two-way fullback. His crossing is still pretty wank. But other than that, He overlaps. He takes pressure off Njai. He's in the midfield. He can operate as a false back now, which is fantastic. That's a brand new part of his game that's only just been introduced in the past couple months.
Yeah.
And he runs forward. So I remember there were links when he started being able to be a footballer. Sorry, an attacking footballer. Sorry. Where he started being able to be a footballer. It's diabolical.
That's so screwed up, man.
started to be able to like attack properly. Leipzig, I think, wanted him for like 30 million. And I was like, dude, 30 million, take that and run away. Because for 30 million, we could get somebody that has a higher ceiling than Vitaly Mykolenko.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you need someone at the back, he's reliable. And in Europe, if we get European competitions, he's exactly the kind of fullback that you want. So keep him. Because I didn't think we were going to get Europe. So I would have been selling. But we're going to get Europe, probably. It's looking that way. So keep him.
I think you are absolutely spot on. And I think the window framing of Vitaly Mykolenko comes from 80% of the discourse you see about him being about how bad his crossing is or how bad one part of his attacking game is as a very defensive fullback. And so I think it gets lost on a lot of people that I would say that he is an above average defender at left back. And there are going to be times if we qualify for Europe that we are going to need a guy like Vitaly Mykolenko to sit at left back, and we're going to tell him don't get beat by that guy that plays for that really good team that's going to have 65% possession, and we're not going to do all this fancy BS. We need to sit still, be compact, and that he does that really well. And I don't see any point in selling him because who are we bringing into? We already need another left back anyway. So why give yourself more work to do when you have a guy that's ingrained and embedded in the club that you know what he gives you? Solid defender. Absolutely. I think you keep him. Almost a no-brainer.
He's a great defender. As defender goes, if you need somebody to park the bus, he'll park 6 of them. I've never seen him get beat by a hold properly. Over the course of 90 minutes. He never, ever does that. Yeah. I think in Europe, he's exactly what we need. In the Prem, maybe not so much. We need a two-way fullback. Maybe it would be wise to eventually go for somebody else. But there's no point in selling him. Like, realistically, his price tag now is probably, his market value is probably 30, and then upwards of there with the contract that he still has left. He's got 1 year, so maybe 35. I don't really want it. So I'm in euros as well. Sorry, that's what I'm using. Yeah. So there's not even a point in selling him for 35 million euros. Who are we going to get that's better as a defensive fullback than him for 35?
No, we're not. And we're not going to get anywhere near that for him anyway, so there's no point.
It doesn't even matter. Yeah.
So definitely keep him. Offer him a new contract. I think he'll be perfect playing second fiddle to El Hadji Malik Diouf next season at Bramley Moore Stadium. So
my captain.
No issues there. God, I want that guy so bad. Anyways, any other context where you hear somebody say that, you're like, oh, okay, all right, what's going on? But Malik Diouf, we're not talking about him. We're not talking about him. Vitaly Mykolenko, I agree that his game has come on a lot as the season's gone on. I think it's probably helped him a lot to play with Njai on the left. I'm not going to lie, because Njai is more dynamic as a player and more of a worry. So defenders are much more committed to him and diving in on him, and that just makes him completely forget that Mykolenko even exists.
Yeah.
I think
pretty much.
I think the reason his crossing has gotten better is because David Moyes has basically told him just loft it at the far post every time. Just you get down on that in line, you just take it in the far, because that's the easiest cross you can do. It's just dinking it to the far post. It's the easiest one you can do. So he's just like, just do that every time.
He wouldn't get away with it if we didn't have like 7 foot tall center backs.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you have Jake O'Brien running in from right back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. And then I think he's very good defensively one-on-one. He's a great one-on-one defender. I mean, and you mentioned all the names that he locks up. Think of how many times he locked up Salah, even though Salah would still find a way to score against us off some cheesy little rebounds.
Yeah. It wasn't ever a clean goal usually.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't him beating somebody. He hasn't done that since that I can't believe he won the Puskas for that award goal against us. Whatever. We're not going to take it back freaking almost 10 years ago now. I think that He's great cover for Europe. I agree. He would be fantastic in European competitions.
This guy would feast against Italian teams.
Yeah. I mean, he'd feast against most teams in Europe, in all honesty. I think he'd be a very good player in Europe for us. So get him a a new 3-year contract, and let's see what happens. And find the guy that's the young guy that's going to take us forward in an overall sense as a club.
Yeah, agree.
Lovely. Moving on. Next up, we have only a couple defenders left. Adam Asnu.
Loan.
Yeah, yes, please. Someone put him on loan.
Keep sell loan.
Put him out of his misery and get him some game time, man. I feel so bad for the kid, bro.
God, this man needs to be in the second league in France so bad, dude. He needs to go play somewhere. Get him off the bench. Get the first 5 clubs that call you about Adam Asnu, sit down with him in a room, give him like a little whiteboard with 5 pictures on it, and just tell him to pick one. Where do you want to go, buddy? Just go have fun for a year and come back and we'll talk next year.
I don't get it. Because I said this in the whole video that I made about Adam Asnu. You get a brand new young player. You've got 3 options. Well, you've got 2 actually. You integrate him a little bit, or you loan him out.
Yep.
We've got secret option number 3, where we tie him to a radiator in someone's basement, and he's not even in the match day squad. He's not even on the bench.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Exactly.
What does he have better to be doing on a Sunday? Where is he?
Tending David Moyes' garden.
Literally.
He's a good footballer. You don't go through La Masia and play for Bayern and be shit.
Yeah.
He just needs the Harrison. He just needs the Harrison Armstrong treatment. Go loan him out to the championship team.
He does.
Let him get good minutes. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's a great player. He'll be fine.
Send him to Wrexham right now.
All right.
Honestly, yeah, sure. Why not?
We don't like Wrexham in this chat. Sorry.
What?
Forrest hates Deadpool and having fun.
I'm a Wrexham hater.
Forrest hates documentaries and he hates Deadpool and he hates celebrities. And he hates Wales and he hates America. Forrest, what's wrong with you? Boo, boo.
I hate Wales and America.
we love documentaries. Yeah.
I like the Welsh. It's just Wrexham. All right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Send him to Swansea then. They need some people badly.
Yeah.
Prove you love Wales. Send him to Swansea.
Prove you love. Send him to Notts County. Send him to Newport. I don't know.
This poor guy.
Get this guy in the Bradford City starting 11 right now.
All right. Enough of Adam Asnu. We know that he needs to go on loan and gets game time. Nathan Patterson going into the last year of his contract.
Dude,
it seems like his goose is cooked, honestly.
Yes, he's cooked. Sell.
He showed up, played 3 good games, and he's gone. I don't know where he went.
No, yeah. He played 3 matches. David Moyes obviously doesn't like him. The club obviously don't have any plans for him. I feel like, honestly, this is kind of we're about to rehash the same conversation we had earlier about, well, you're not going to find it's like Mikolenko. If Mikolenko like sucked way more than he does, and so I'm going to take the opposite opinion. I think I would rather have to buy 2 right backs and keep Nathan Patterson and he'd be your second choice, especially if we're going to be playing in Europe. I honestly think we probably need a couple fullbacks anyway. And honestly, it's really nothing personal against Nathan Patterson. I think he's been pretty decent when he's played this year, but to me, it's very clear and very obvious that he has no future at this club. And keeping him around and him being a fringe guy on the bench and playing twice a year and stirring the dialogue every now and then, so we have to keep having this conversation, is way more counterproductive than it is helpful. So go find. It's going to be nothing. It's going to be 7-10 million pounds. But it's not really about that. It's about finding another young right back that you trust, that you're going to build up to play games. Asnu's that guy at left back. He's going to go out on loan. Go get a right back that can provide cover on both sides of the ball on the bench, who's solid, who you trust. So.
I can't really argue with that too much. The way that I see it is, if we're selling him, we need to find somebody who can do everything that he does, because I think we need somebody for Europe, obviously. That's the common sense. But I was confused because the one game where we played 3 at the back with him as a right wing back, he was great. He overlapped Iliman and Chai every 3 seconds, and defenders had no clue what to do. I was like, dude, he's clearly good at going forward. Make him a wing back. And Moyes was like, yeah, but what if I had Keno and Tarkovsky at the back, and then I put a 6'5" Irish guy at right back? How's that sound? I was like, okay,
sounds good. We're doing it. Too bad.
So Nathan Patterson has been tied to a different radiator in David Moyes' basement because I haven't seen him in months.
And I mean, it just goes back to the trust thing. He obviously isn't going to play him no matter what he sees from him, and I think that's the crux of the problem.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Sell him to Cagliari. It's all over.
Wherever.
Fiorentina.
I just want to go on record. I don't want Jed Spence at Everton. So,
Neither do I. No.
Yeah, I'm out on Jed Spence. No thanks.
Not a fan of Jed Spence, unfortunately.
He's got the worst attitude problems.
And it's funny because I was just speaking about that with one of my mates today. But I do not want him at Everton. There's not many, if any, Tottenham players I would like at Everton if they go down. Richarlison is probably the only one, and even then, his injury record has just gotten worse. Gray? Maybe Bergvall. I don't know.
We cannot get Bergvall. I said this in the last.
I'm just saying, I'd like him. God, bro.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm a big fan of Lionel Messi.
Last one for defense. Seamus Coleman.
Let him do whatever he wants.
Introducing your new assistant coach next year.
Yeah, I think exactly that. Man. Exactly that. I think his playing contract time is up. It's absolutely incredible that he still gets a game for Ireland, but I imagine because it's absolutely incredible that he gets a game and plays 90+ minutes. The guy must be on 18 different injections, so he can't even feel his legs when he runs. But
that's why he wasn't playing for us, right? Because he was saving himself for Ireland.
I would totally
fair
assume
enough.
that.
He was trying to get them to the World Cup, and Ireland got absolutely scammed during that game. But
so I would assume that he probably wants his career to be over now. Honestly.
Did y'all see that video of him with his kids on the field? He was kind of tearing up today.
Was it yesterday? That was his last game for Ireland.
I think that was his swan song.
Yeah, that was today. My mom was watching that crying. So it's not good.
Yep, I think we can all agree coaching role is best for Seamus Coleman.
Absolutely,
he'd be great.
Keep him around.
He'll
him
retire
and
with grace.
Would be great assistant coaches. That's some.
Has he had a testimonial yet?
No.
I think he can do a job for the rest of the season. Honestly, give him the rest of the season, and if he ends up being good, give him another year. I don't care.
No. All right.
Oh man.
Have you seen him play for Ireland? He's so good.
Mute him.
I already told you why. Because a guy takes 18 different injections, eats 4 packs of protein caffeine gel.
Park Rogers.
Do it every week.
Anyways, all right. We just finished the defense. We just spent a half hour on the defense.
Oh, good Lord.
Talk about our strikers and our midfield.
Our strikers are going to be fairly fast conversations, big dog.
Yes. All right. Midfield. Okay. First and foremost, going into midfield, let's try to segue this. James Garner just signed a 4-year contract.
Very good.
Yeah, right. He's getting these legs. I think Thomas Tuchel was really impressed with James Garner in his cameo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he has a very good chance of making that World Cup squad. I think he is playing himself into that conversation very much.
I don't know if you guys have seen on Twitter, every time somebody puts out the England 11 and they put Elliot Anderson in there, I keep saying Garner's a better 6 than Anderson, and I get like 4 people telling me to kill myself. But
classic Twitter.
I keep putting it in there because it's true. Like,
and you might not, and you honestly might not be wrong. I think you might be right.
It's statistically true. It's on the little what's it called? The comparison.
There were people comparing him to a bunch of big Premier League midfielders, and the guy's metrics are above Declan Rice or above Sandro Tonali. Like he is.
Well, Rice is an 8, but yeah. Rice plays as an 8 for Arsenal right now.
I don't care.
Garner's a 6. Elliot
I know. I understand. I get it. I understand. Yeah. It's the holding midfielder. I got you. Yeah. Regardless, we keep him. There's not much more to say. You mentioned some transfer links for him.
Oh yeah, it's that one stupid account. What is it? Transfer News Live that just puts out AI slop all the time. It's a load of crap. But I don't know. United aren't getting James Garner. It doesn't matter.
Manchester United are going to be linked with about half our squad this summer. Honestly.
Aren't they going for Guimaraes or Tonali or something?
I'm sure
they're probably going for everyone.
I think they're going for Tonali.
Well, Newcastle are going to have a fire sale. So
yeah,
Newcastle are done, bro. Jordy Josh is having the opposite of a field day.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I don't like Newcastle. All right. All right. Next up after James Garner is another out of contract player who I believe we have a year option on, Idrissa Gana Gueye. We have a year option for him, don't we?
We do.
If we do, give him the year.
Yeah, I would,
I think. If not, maybe don't give him another contract because I don't. If his legs aren't gone this year, there's no way they're not going to be gone next year. It's not worth the risk if it's not cheap to us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have an option, and I'm also pretty sure that he will be having a testimonial at the end of this season.
Has it been 10 years for him? Holy cow. Jesus, we are old.
Be. Right.
I can't find anywhere right off the back that shows that he has an option.
Oh, we don't have an option?
I can't find it, and I didn't look very hard. I looked at one website. But
is his wage public by any chance?
Yeah, it's like 50, 60, 70,000 a week.
We do have an option, just as a heads up.
Okay. So we have an option. I'd imagine we'd exercise that. So
yeah, if it's not too expensive, we might as well. But if it is, I feel like we can get somebody that can do the same things and is going to improve instead of have a fall off. Cheaper,
you got to talk about what the spine of this club is, and Idrissa Gana Gueye, for better or for worse, right now is part of that spine, and in the locker room as well. He's a very popular figure at the club. He loves being at the club too, which I think, in that same sort of Seamus Coleman role as being the cheerleader and being the guy that puts his hand around somebody and explains what the club is about. I think that's really important. If we have the option and it saves us, some time so that we can focus on getting El Hadji Diouf, then no problem. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite Everton players of the last decade, but I think that there probably needs to be a slightly uncomfortable internal conversation about really giving Tim Irabunum his, I think, deserved opportunity to become Idrissa Gueye in a younger guy suit next year. And I think that's probably what happens if I had to guess. So
I would actually expect them to put Dewsbury Hall at the 8 and then make.
I would hope they would. I hope we would.
I hope they would because Kieran Dewsbury Hall is a phenomenal number 8. He's good at number 10, but he's a better 8.
I agree.
I think if you had Garner and Dewsbury Hall playing as a 6 and 8 the whole season, they both could be in the England squad.
Erotic double pivot, man.
You're telling me. We've had it a little bit this season when Gueye was out, and it was pretty fun to watch. Honestly,
it was electric.
Yes, it was. Like I don't like. So nice. Oh, all right. Moving on to Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who also has 4 years left on his contract. I think it's quite obvious.
Extend him for 10. I don't care.
Yeah, keep him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fantastic player. He's come on. We've gotten to see the best of him this season, playing as a 10 mostly, and then at times he's an 8, where I think most of us agree are his stronger position. Yeah,
he said that as well.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of making sure he stays fit and utilize him as much as we can next season. Hopefully with Europe coming in, and make sure that he steps up to that next level, whatever level that is.
Yeah, another guy will probably get offers for in the summer too, I think.
Yeah, there's been some links, but I mean.
But we're in a solid position to keep him.
Exactly, and I can't imagine. Again, it's the idea.
And he's 27.
He's 27. He's got a good contract with us. He just signed it. He's very bedded in and comfortable at the club. It fits who he is as a person. You think he comes from that Leicester City background, so he comes from a club that's a bit of a working class club to an extent. So it's no surprise. It's no surprise that he's excelled here, even if it took him a little bit longer to get going. And I think no matter what anybody offers us, I think it's the idea that he's going to continue to play consistently here. Why would he go and jeopardize that by going somewhere else? He's already bit that. He already bit that cherry going to Chelsea, and he got burned. So you just take a step back. You play out your contract here into your 30s, and you see what happens.
Agree.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I mean, I think he's a future club captain. He loves the club culture. He really, really likes being there. He's been very, very vocal about that. I think he's probably going to be our captain in a couple of years.
I can see that.
There's a couple candidates.
I wouldn't mind. Sure. I wouldn't mind having him for as long as he'd like to be there, because he is phenomenal. He's versatile. He's good defensively. He's good offensively. He makes good late runs. He can finish. Good vision. He can cross, through ball. Anything. He can pretty much do anything you ask him to. He's like,
and He's got lovely eyes. He's got really nice eyes, Dewsbury Hall. You know, you see him when he smiles and they just light up, and he's, I love it. Good, love the guy. Come on, he's just a happy guy.
Happy guy.
Happy guy.
All right. After Dewsbury Hall, we're going to talk about a guy who's not played nearly as much as I think we thought he would this season, but Carlos Alcaraz. He has 1 year left on his contract. He did not get much of one when we signed him. He's made 18 appearances this season.
I'm sure that's not supposed to say 8.
Yeah, I know. Well, it feels like 8, honestly.
But
I think it's a lot of those probably came in the first half of the season. Those substitute appearances and a couple of starts he made. You think the games that he heavily influenced, that win against Palace at home.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only one. There might be another one. Maybe
he played well there.
Yeah.
Only thing I remember is I think the goal against like Mansfield or something.
Yes.
He had a goal against Mansfield.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him since then. That's it.
He's been a little injured. I think. Who was it that celebrated with his number or something when he scored? Was it Beto?
Beto, I think.
Beto.
Yeah, it was Beto. So something's going on with him.
No?
Yeah. Okay. Something's going on with him, or the players are, or at least Beto is rallying around him. He's been a guy who's dealt with some injury problems. So
yeah, he's a lot of injury issues, but I don't think his wages are super high. So I think it's probably worth the injury.
Seeing out his contract seems like the best option for me. Especially
I agree with European
football. Yeah,
keep him for squad depth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought you said see out his contract is in like you let him leave on a free. Is that what you're saying?
He has 1 more year. After this season, he'll be able to leave on a free. So that's what I'm saying.
I would say if we're not paying a whole lot for him right now, then give him another year or two, because I think another year with then a 1 year extension option on that would be good, because in Europe we're going to need depth, and he's shown that he can do it in the Prem when he's fit. And in the right system, he can probably do it in Europe too. I wouldn't put that past him. He won the Serie A with Juventus, didn't he? I don't think he had an integral role, but I think he won something.
He was there when I won it, possibly, or won some trophy with him.
I mean, he can clearly do it in other leagues. So I don't think having him for Europe would be detrimental. Plus, we have no depth anyway, so I don't think we should sell him if he's capable of playing football.
I agree with you, but I think this is the same thing as the Nathan Patterson conversation, where regardless of how I feel about him as a footballer, and regardless of what he has done when he's played, I just don't think that David Moyes is going to play him if he's the last guy in the room. I don't know why that is, because I really don't think he's that bad. I think he's very... it absolutely could be stuff in training. It could be club fit. It could be he doesn't like the style of football, or it's not suited to his playing ability, or this, that, and the other. He's very... he's a very direct, robust kind of player. He's almost kind of like Abdoulaye Doucouré in the way he goes forward, not at all in the way that he does anything else. But I don't know. I just don't know if he'd play. I don't know if he'd play even in Europe, even if we have 4 midfielders. So I don't know. I would shop him around. Yeah, Farhad, I agree. I think we should shop him around and see if we can get anything for him.
I don't think we will, man.
I don't know what the market is. That's the problem.
He was great last year, really. I mean, he was really
he was pretty good
last year. But his market value is now like 15, 20 million euros. It's really not.
Yeah, we might be able to get back what we paid for him, maybe.
I think it's just worth giving him another year to get back to something when he's fit, and maybe just not playing him all the time. I think he can still do it. I personally think it would be worthwhile.
If it was my FIFA career mode, I would do that.
Wow, your FIFA career mode. Well, you don't play Football Manager? Oh, okay, my bad. I really like. Yeah, right. I know what you mean. I really like the concept of Carlos Alcaraz. This direct, pacey 10 who isn't afraid to put in a challenge and is a cannon of a right foot. But I think he very often doesn't take his chance, in whatever way that is, whether he gets a start or whether he is on a break. I think very often you see him as a decision maker make the wrong decision.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good enough. I was going to say when you said didn't take his chance, I thought you meant when he's actually like on the pitch doing something, he doesn't take his chances. I was going to say I disagree. But yeah, it doesn't take his chance to actually cement himself. Because last year, I really liked him. The thing I didn't like about him is I'm always saying, okay, you're somewhere, you take the shot, you might as well. He does that way too much. He'll be 40 yards out and he'll slam it into Rose Ed for no reason. There's like 6 passing options. That's probably why Moyes doesn't like him, to be honest. But
I think I'm not. There's a couple parts of Carlos Alcaraz's game that I don't think are at a Premier League standard, and I think one of the ones that's most important is I don't think he has a very good touch. I've said this before, but I really don't think he has a very good first touch. Very often he's not able to get it under control when he has time and space to be able to do so and set himself up for a dribble. Sometimes he can get it, but I think 60-40 of the time he's not getting it. And I think that is just not quite good enough for his position. The club signed him. He has another year. I think what I would like to see from him in this last year of his contract is him forcing himself into the team and playing for another contract. I think he needs to play himself into that because as of right now, he hasn't earned it. And look, the guy as a profile fits David Moyes to a T, in my opinion. Everything about it fits David Moyes' game, and I think it is just a technical. Maybe I don't know about attitude because the guy seems like a pretty easygoing, if not determined guy. I'm sure he wants to be out there, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would kick up a fuss. I think he's just, had some injury issues, and then David Moyes doesn't want to rotate the squad as is. So, I say keep, and he has to play himself. I think he'll have utilization in the league and in cups and in European competition if we get it. He has that ability to play at that level. And it'll just be about him earning himself a new contract.
Yep. That's entirely fair, I think.
Lovely. All right. Next up, Tim Iroegbunam. Tim Iroegbunam is 22 years old and is also going into the last year of his contract. I love him. I like Tim. I love the Timmy Jimmy power duo at times this season.
Timmy and Jimmy.
It made me, I don't know. You guys remember the Jimmy Timmy like mashup, Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents? That might be just me because I'm a little bit older than y'all.
Oh, I remember.
No, that's good. I was there for that. I just turned 20, and I was him there for that.
Yeah. So, but regardless, I like Tim Iroegbunam. I think he's taken some good steps this year as a footballer. I think there are still parts of his game that lets him down, but he's learning from a guy like Idrissa Gueye and playing in with James Garner in the prime of his career right now. So, I don't see, and he's an English guy too. That helps with like our like player quota for Europe. Obviously, different rules for the how many of a certain country you can have. Like you have like homegrown players, etc. I don't think I personally think you give him a new contract now rather than forcing him to earn it. Because I don't think he's the kind of player who's going to want to play a bit part to earn a contract. I think he's going to be somebody who wants a little assurance that he's got more time at this club to make an impact.
For sure,
I totally agree.
Yeah, because Tim Iroegbunam, we got him, I think, on a swap deal for Lewis Dobbin, which was the scam of the century on our
honestly, that's crazy.
What a deal. What a deal.
He's a baller. Because Tim Iroegbunam, Jacob said it best, right? Week and a bit ago, 2 weeks ago, is that Tim Iroegbunam is just a faster, better Idrissa Gueye, younger Idrissa Gueye. I always say that he's an interception machine, right? Because no matter where he is on the pitch, he blocks every passing lane and he always gets possession back, no matter what. He's a DM that can play as an 8. He can't really play as a 6 very well, but he can play as an 8. Mm-hmm. He's got good defensive capabilities. He can take on a man and get through them. And his passing is a little bit that's the part he needs to polish. His vision is okay. His actual get ball to foot of other player is a little kind of all over the gap.
His technique is very poor. Yeah.
But he's techie. He can get around a player. He's fast and he intercepts everything. So I like him because he's got a high ceiling. He's going to be, I said it last time, there's a 50 million pound player in there. 100%.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. And I am going to keep driving the Tim Iroegbunam bus until the wheels fall off or until until we sell him for $80 million in 2 years. I think this guy can really be that good. His natural positioning on the pitch is fantastic. His awareness of what's going on around him is exceptional for a guy that age in that position. He is fast. He is strong. He runs his socks off every time he plays. And yes, I do agree his passing is slightly substandard, but also he's 22 years old. He's a defensive midfielder. He has played for a vast majority of his professional career in a very negative setup with a huge emphasis on, I think, I wouldn't say a lack of creativity, I guess, but definitely an emphasis on
don't the midfield.
Yes, don't make mistakes. Go back if you need to. Be a defender. Be solid. The passing stuff will come. I truly believe him just being around Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, being around James Garner, being around, I mean, hell, even a guy like Harrison Armstrong or Jack Grealish, that stuff's going to come. He has all the intangibles you can't teach. Absolutely keep and extend. Absolutely. I love this guy.
Yeah. I think he's always going to be an important player, but I don't think he's ever going to be starting over Dewsbury-Hall if we get Dewsbury-Hall in the 8, because Dewsbury-Hall is just phenomenal as an 8. I mean, maybe. Yeah. You never know. He might be just the best number 8 we've ever seen, but
we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. He's great. Good attitude, good player.
Yeah.
Good work rate. I like him.
Give him an extension and keep him at the club.
Absolutely.
I think it's important for sure. Next up, we have Harrison Armstrong. Harrison Armstrong has 1 million years left on his contract. He has 2 years left on his contract. He is 19 years old, and is somebody who is seen as a bit of the future of the club. He has not really. He's obviously started and played, albeit out of position, since he's come back from Preston, or was forced back, quote unquote, forced back from Preston on loan. I mean, obviously we keep him, but what is his role in the squad next season?
She'd ask Preston fans, really, because they were actually fighting for promotion when he was there, and now they're terrible. So he's great, right? I like him. He's been playing out of position, and he's still been quite good. Yep. He's like a straight CM, right? He doesn't really play as an attacking mid or a defensive mid. He kind of does
specialization.
Both. He kind of does box to box, which is great. But we've kind of got we've got one box to box midfielder, and that's Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, and he really should just be doing box crashing instead if we just put him in an 8, because he's better there. So I don't mind having a box to box midfielder for like profile depth, and just keep him and just rotate him in, because like, what's the absolute worst case is that we have Europe and we've got a bunch of midfielders to rotate through based on their
true.
Based on their archetypes that they have. Oh no!
Yeah. A bunch of versatile midfielders, please. Anything with that.
Oh, my lobster! It's too buttery.
Right.
And he's 19. He's got such a high ceiling. Nice class.
Yep. He's a great guy to have.
$1 billion contract.
A great guy to have for like a younger team in Europe, especially one that hasn't been in Europe in a while, and you need those really hungry young players that are uber talented and have something to prove. But you don't have to rely on them. I guess he can be the change guy, and I think he's perfect. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could see that too. I think he plays more next year, honestly, once he's a little bit more bedded in. I don't think he's going out on loan or anything, especially if we get Europe. We're going to see him quite a bit, and I think that he's going to be pretty impressive. So,
yep, I agree. And obviously Moyes likes him. He talks very highly of him. He plays him pretty consistently. So, it's just going to be interesting to see how his role in the team develops, how his responsibilities change, and how he changes as a player, what he starts to specialize in, playing in that very tough position in central midfield in the Premier League and in Europe, hopefully. Again, I agree. Playing out of position, he still worked his butt off when he could. He still, he's the kind of player. I think he's learning a lot. It's kind of cool seeing him learn from Jack Grealish and Dewsbury-Hall and Njai of how to win a foul, how to use your body to win fouls. Because I saw when he played on the left, especially, he would do that so often where he would just get his body in between the ball and the man and buy a cheap free kick. And you can't do that all the time. You need to have other parts of your game. But you can see as a kid that he's learning. As a player, he is growing, and you just want to continue to see him specialize and find out where he actually fits as a player, not only at Everton, but in 11 in general. So,
right.
Moving on. Next is Merlin Roll. Can we confirm Merlin Roll? Do we have? Is it mandatory?
Obligation. $17 million obligation.
That's a good deal. I'll take it.
I don't know.
Listen, Jacob.
Well, it's an obligation.
the boss for Tim Eric Boonham, I've got the train for Merlin Roll. All right?
I like it.
I love him. I like him.
Gwyn, sell me on this guy in 30 seconds.
Oh, I'll give you the elevator pitch right now. This guy has got a work rate like you've never seen. Never seen. For youth national team and for his old club, he can play attacking mid, center mid, defensive mid, right wing, left wing, everywhere. He's being trained as a fullback now at Everton right now. He can actually cover the entire pitch. Good vision, good passing, good defensive work, good tackling, really good slide tackling as well. And he can strike the ball. There's actually no part of his game that's bad. And for whatever reason, he played his best game against Villa, and I didn't see him again for a month. Because fuck having
30 seconds is like... Jacob's gone. At the gong, the sound of the gong, Jacob will disappear. All right. Okay, so
that was a good elevator pitch. It was so good.
That was good. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see Jacob in a second. Hopefully,
go off the elevator.
Yeah. Right. So he's in the back rooms right now. We'll get to him eventually. He'll be back. He'll be back. It's okay. I'll have to add him back into the thing. Anyways, there he is. Here we go. That's okay.
Forrest, did you just gong me out, brother? The gong hit and I disappeared, dude.
I'm gonna cry, bro.
You Thanos snapped me with a gong.
All right, so deep breath. Merlin Roll. What did you think of his pitch, Jacob? Did you like the pitch?
I was so sold on the pitch, I apparated into another dimension. Listen, I know that. Gwyn, I mostly agree with you. I think at that price point, I mean, it's an obligation, so it's happening either way, get on board or get left behind. I think he's a good player, and I think it's pretty much the same thing as Harrison Armstrong. I think he plays next year, and I think he plays a good amount more than he's played. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player, and I think it's like you said, he's very well versed, he's very versatile, he is a very, very good tackler, and there will be opportunity for him, and I think he fits the system well. So absolutely, yeah, I agree with you. I think report's spot on.
What's his best position?
Probably attacking mid. I prefer him as a DM because of the work rate, but
I would say probably in an 8 though, right?
Yeah, no, sorry, not as a 6. Yeah, in an 8. But we have got like 1,000,000 8s now. So
yes, he's going to be a change guy, but I think he'll play.
He's quite good as a 6 though. He came on for James Garner in one of the games, and he's a good anchor. He's actually pretty decent as a holding midfielder. But like as far as deep lying playmaker goes, in an 8, he's quite good as well. But I think his best position overall, if you just had to select one, is probably in a 10 because he just plays as a half winger, like he just goes around wide and like opens up lanes. But I think he's better defensively than he is attacking. He's just got such a crazy work rate. He'll cover the whole pitch on whatever possession you have. So I think as an 8 is probably the best.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen
him. He can go anywhere
this season. Honestly, we haven't seen enough of him this season. We've seen him in bits and spurts. We've seen him have good cameos and good wins, and then disappear from the starting lineup entirely. So, not starting lineup
against Villa, he was disgusting. He was so good.
Right,
he's had some fitness issues too.
He has, yeah. But I'll tell you what, he put Amadou Onana in a spliff in that match.
Well, anybody
gone.
can do that these days.
Yeah, he had Onana in the torture rack, dude. They just tortured him. He just had that dude in a nightmare.
Onana, Chinese water torture FC. Here we go.
Wow. So we have an obligation to buy him.
Gone. I didn't see him go again.
we expect him to be in the squad and not be sold.
Yeah, at least in Europe. He's a great player for a European competition with that work rate. He'll be perfectly fine.
So we'll definitely have to see what comes with Merlin Roll next season. I think we keep him as well. And I just want to see more of him. Honestly, I really find it hard to think of times where he's had a chance to have an influence on a game. In all honesty, so
yep.
I think in most games that he has had a chance, he's been quite impressive in my opinion. But in a lot of games, he's like an 85th minute sub or some shit. So
exactly, which seems to be the way of our subs this season under Moyes is very.
I'm not a fan of that. I've made my opinion on that.
We know that. We'll talk about David Moyes at the end as a little treat for everybody. Next, finally, we're through the midfield, and we're going to get into the attackers now. And we're going to start off with a duo of lone players. Jack Grealish, first and foremost. Obviously, we know he's going back to City after his loan spell. But the topic of conversation is whether or not we sign him on a permanent, and then if so, how much, and what are his wages. But folks, Jack Grealish. Gwyn says no.
Gwyn, tell me why.
I say no because he's not out of contract at City, I believe, and I'm pretty sure they're willing to let us loan him out again.
Yeah.
I would rather loan him out again for a year than pay, because Manchester City aren't moving from their 50 million valuation. We're not paying 50 million for someone that is 30.
Yeah.
In what world is that a good idea? Loan him again. We're already paying a big, like, bajillion dollars for him for wages. We're not paying 50 million for 30-year-old Jack Grealish. I love him, but there's no way that's a good financial idea. Right? There's a lot.
Yep.
We've got money now, which is new for us, really. But we can do so many other things with that 50 million. I know they're trying to get him for 20, which is fine if we're able to do that. But City won't change their valuation.
But it wouldn't make sense. He has 1 year left on his contract. If they're willing to let us sign him on loan again, then you sign him on loan again, man. Whatever, £10 million, £8 million fee, whatever. You sign him on loan again, and you keep his butt happy here at Everton, and then you can sign him on a free if you want him, and you're happy.
Exactly.
I mean, it's golden.
Exactly. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Then we don't have to pay 50 million pounds, not even euros, pounds.
And we can put it in El Haji Malik Juice Fund bucket.
Yeah.
Bucket
you go, boy. I'm still in the. Yo,
nope.
Anyone watching?
Nope.
Yo,
nope.
They don't like this. I'm
guys.
Bueno fits our system better, but they don't like that idea.
Sorry, what did you say? I muted you. No, we know you love Hugo Bueno. I know you do. I'm a Juve guy. It's okay. Jacob.
Yeah. My opinion on this has changed slightly. I felt very strongly about signing him 3 or 4 months ago. We haven't missed him nearly as much as I thought we would. 1, 2, his time on the left, I think he's going to have to play on the right if he comes back. I think Njai has to be on the left pretty point blank period, or Grealish has to be in the 10. And however you feel about that, I mean, Grealish, what he brings on the pitch, the short sales. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think he is a decent off the field, marketing. He's, I guess, like kind of like the James Rodriguez thing. You have him around just because people like him. Don't pay more than like 20 million for him, and don't pay crazy wages. If Man City, like you said, want to loan him back to us, I think he's a pretty great player, and I would welcome him back. But I think Everton need to tread carefully, and I think they need to evaluate their options before jumping into that. I think is where I'd be,
especially with the wage bill that would bring to us. Yeah.
Yes,
I agree. Yeah.
It's just like very specific, right? Because with 50 million, like I know we're joking about putting it in the Jew fund, which is a good idea, but like let's be honest, right? In terms of it, he's going to be playing in the 10, right, or on the right, because there's no way he's starting on the left above Njai.
He can't be on the left.
I think he would, though, but I think he would.
Lose it if he starts over Njai on the left, because Njai is just a better left winger.
He makes us better as a team being on the left.
Yes,
but
yes,
I agree with what the comment just said that came up on screen now was he pays for himself. He doesn't pay 50 million for himself, but he definitely pays for himself. But he pays in the first season when everyone's buying those kits. If he comes back again, everyone that bought those Grealish kits, they're not buying another one, right? Probably. Like he's paying for himself in some ways. Like we're getting more fans, we're getting more.
He's a headline guy. He's a headline
guy. Exactly. He's famous. He's coming to the club. That's fantastic. Get him on loan again. There's no way spending 50 million on a headline guy who is going to be 31 next season is a good idea.
I agree with that.
He's going to be playing out of position as a 10. We can get a better 10 for 50 million with the pull we're going to have with Europe and with the new stadium and everything. There's no way that's a good idea. If we can get him for 20, sure. We're not getting a better attacking midfielder for 20 million than Jack Grealish. Absolutely.
I mean, he might even play backup. Honestly, I mean, you'd imagine the club's going to look at options for the right side because it's a side that we need to address.
Yes.
So it might be a point where he's like, well, we're filling the right side. I don't think he's capable of playing as a 10 personally. I don't think he's agile enough. Like he's a good dribbler, Jack Grealish, but I mean, what he is, he's a good he's got good vision, he's a good passer, he's a good crosser. He's got good technical ability, but I think the physical side of the game, playing in that 10 is really important. It's why you see Kieran Dewsbury Hall do well there, because he's so quick, he's so agile, but he's also got a good center of gravity. Grealish will probably win a lot of fouls there. I don't know. I'm not sold on him as a 10. I was thinking. But I'm not sold on him as a 10. I think on the left is his best position by far. It's the only one that really comes naturally to him when you see him play. We haven't seen him play anywhere else really on the pitch, but I could see a situation of us bringing him in on loan and him not being an immediate starter or an automatic starter every week. I think Iliman Ndiaye has proved that he belongs on the left, that what he can do on the left far surpasses what Grealish can do on the left right now in their careers. And it would be detrimental to our squad to shoehorn Ndiaye on the right so that we can get Grealish in the team. I think other people have said that throughout the season. And I think that's a very fair assessment. We all love seeing Jack Grealish play for Everton because he's a very well-known, famous player. He's made a big name for himself. £100 million player from Villa to City. So he's got a lot of pedigree, and we like that. But we kind of need to get comfortable with the idea that the good of the team outweighs the pedigree of a player, and that should always be the case. So
I agree. I still think that it's that you're right about him maybe not being as good in the attacking midfielder. I hadn't thought about that too much. I suppose it's just my default being like, oh, he can play in the middle. But there's a good chance that his perceived prowess at right wing and attacking midfielder is because of the fact that anytime he's playing those positions, he's surrounded by a Man City squad or an England squad. It's very good chance that it's just the team making him look like he can do that job better than he would be able to at Everton. But I think we're going to have a squad that's good enough at drawing defenders that him drawing them to the middle is going to open up the wide lanes, which lets Iliman Ndiaye have an absolute fucking field day and just do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Which I like watching. I don't know about you. Yeah. Gosh, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying it. Just having him on loan, $200K a week. I know it's a lot. We can probably get it for. We can't get it for
whatever. $200K a week. I spend that on cornflakes. All right. Final thoughts on Jack Grealish.
Loan.
Yeah,
loan or nothing unless it's below 20 mil. No way.
All right. Yeah. Moving on to our last loan player at the club right now, Tyreek George. Made 5 appearances, 20 years old, on loan, option to buy for 2022, something like that.
Glad we fucking loaned him.
Yeah. It was a weird one. I think he plays in the position that we have the least need for right now on the left. So I think it was maybe David Moyes trying to recreate or spark the Ndiaye on the right, flame.
I don't think he was expecting Ndiaye to be as good on the left as he was. I think he was.
Maybe he just didn't watch Iliman Ndiaye play at all. I guess at all when he played for him last season because he played on the left the whole time. Ndiaye is just he's just dynamite on the left, and there's no reason he should not be playing on the left. And I'd track Tyreek George. I guess I'm not too keen on bringing him back. I think obviously now we kind of whether or not that whole issue at Arsenal had involved his family or not, he hasn't said anything about it, which is well advised from him. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like he really fits the club. It doesn't seem like Moyes really likes him as a player, or has a way to really fit him in the team. It's 22, 27. It's not a crazy amount. I just don't think that's
just not worth it. He's got a high ceiling, but we're already gambling on 15 fucking players. We can't keep doing this. We're going to end up like Leicester if we keep doing that. We're going to be in League One by the time we're out a year. It's not. Get some proven footballers. We can't keep gambling on everybody. We're going to be Leicester Football Club.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on Tyreek George. I liked the loan signing, but it was a position that wasn't a super need and a position that he was never really going to play a ton in. And it's clear that he's not going to play in another position. And so I think it's probably best for all parties that he gets out of Dodge and tries something new.
Yep. So whether that's at Chelsea, moves on from Chelsea, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
All right. That's one of the few that we've said we should let go of. That's pretty cool. But now we get to talk about one who's gonna get us talking. Dwight McNeil. Dwight McNeil has 1 year left on his contract. and he's 26 years old, and he is the most left-footed player that we all have ever seen. But damn, that left foot is good. Dwight McNeil, everybody. What do we think?
Yeah, I'm going to lead on this one because I'm really excited to hear what y'all have to say. This is the one I've been waiting on the whole show, and I'm very curious because I think for me personally, I think this is the weirdest one by a good bit because he only has a year left on his contract, and so you're making the decision right now to either sell him at a heavily discounted rate or to extend him for a year or two, or see out his contract and let him walk for free. And we had him sold in January. This is pretty well known. Everybody thought he was out of the team for good once he came back. And surprise, surprise, like The Undertaker, here comes Dwight McNeil. And he's really good again all of a sudden. And he looks like a very good footballer. And now I think Everton have almost a difficult... I think this is kind of a difficult decision now. I didn't think it was a decision at all 2 months ago. But I mean,
he was on his way to Palace, yeah.
Yes, and even when he came back from Palace, I thought this was cooked. I thought this was done. I thought he was going to be out of the team the rest of the season, and this guy has refused to be quit on. And I commend that heavily, and I think it says a lot about Dwight McNeil as a person. And I wouldn't hate giving him another year in his contract. I kind of don't think that happens. If I was going to guess, I would probably say we sell him in the summer, and I would lean to agree with that, but I am curious to see thoughts and hear thoughts.
Okay, I'll bite. Dwight McNeil, for the first half of this season, was dead food.
Horrible.
He had a purple patch for 5 games where he's been a competent Premier League footballer again. On this side, right, I'm thinking he's been here through the relegation battles. He saved us a bunch of times. He was really, really our best player for a couple of years, just locking in, doing all the dirty work and all that, right? That's fantastic. There's no way in the world that we cannot find a better right winger once we get European pull for a similar or higher amount of money than we're going to sell him for. There's I understand that we need somebody proven, whatever, on the right because we need to, we have a young player that's going to be on the right who we'll talk about shortly. But it's not, part of me thinks that selling him would be good because we just need to move on from that relegation scrapping type of player. The thing that I don't like is he is so inconsistent. Like he was during the relegation battles when he was inconsistent. Sometimes he'd be okay like the rest of our squad and great and he'd save us. But now that because that bar has gone higher, he's either competent with the rest of the people on the field, maybe a bit better, or he's just a complete liability because he doesn't track back usually a lot.
Yeah.
Which leaves Jake O'Brien with a lot of work to do as a 6'5" fullback that, is not as mobile as Vitaly Mykolenko. So Dwight McNeil either needs to start tracking back and be two-way as a right mid because he's, especially in the games that he's not playing that well, or we need to sell him and get somebody else because right now, we're looking at some of his matches recently. He had, 3 good games in a row? And he was good against Villa. He hasn't been great this season. I got him.
Yeah. No, I agree with your point.
I think recency bias.
Yeah, I think our buddy Farhad in the comments here. I think I'm kind of in the boat with him. He's keep. What's the point selling him for like 10 mil? I don't know. If he's the starter in any capacity next year, obviously that's a major problem. But as a rotation guy for a year, while we address some of the other very glaring holes in the squad, I just don't hate it. And I'll probably regret that next year, but I don't hate it, and that's my truth.
I can see that.
So I think first and foremost that we need an upgrade on that right wing position. So Dwight McNeil cannot be the starter.
Obviously, yeah.
What that means, I think, is now we have to worry about Dwight McNeil's attitude about not being the starter, because I think part of the reason why maybe his form was a little poor earlier this season is because he was put out of the squad, and wasn't playing much at all. Was making cameo appearances or not playing at all. As we tried to bed in Tyler Dibbling and put in Jai on the right and put Grealish in the team, etc. I think Dwight McNeil is a capable footballer. I think he's very good technically. I think he's got a very good first touch. I think physically he has his big limits, and the fact that he's so one-footed. I think those are his two big limitations. He's not very strong. He's not very fast. He doesn't turn very quickly. But he's a player who can do a job. And I think if we're going to have European football next season and we're going to have more games, there's more opportunities for him to start. And maybe he's just a little bit happier. And now he gets the chance to play European football, which I don't think he's had a chance to do in his career yet. So, so I think it might be a case of him playing to earn a contract. I don't think it would make a lot of sense to give him one.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got a few years before he starts to have a real, physical decline from whatever physical ability he has now. So I would say keep as a rotation option, keep as a guy that, has been playing at the club for a while and understands the club, and that David Moyes obviously trusts as a senior player, and see what happens. And if he has a poor season, then you let him go on a free and chalk it up to it's just who he was as a player. And if he performs well and is able to be a consistent player, as Gwyn said that he struggled to do this season, then he gets a chance to have a couple more years on his contract and stay at the club. So I think it's a keep.
I just think it doesn't help him that he's a right winger that's only left-footed, because his whole game is basically the opposite side of the wing of Cody Gakpo, where I'm going to run down the wing, I'm going to cut inside, and I'm going to shoot. And there's not really much else I'm going to do.
And I'll say this, he has not played very little of his career he's played on the right. He's almost always played centrally or on the left.
Yes.
So this season,
exactly.
Yeah, this season has been new for him playing on the right. It's a new journey for him. And obviously there have been times earlier this season, especially when he first started doing it, that he looked awkward. He didn't look right. He didn't look like he knew it. He was constantly turning backwards, didn't know how to take the ball forward. And I understand the recency bias of the fact that he's only had a few good games over the last few weeks, but I think he's starting to learn that right wing position.
Yes.
I think he's starting to understand what he can make happen, how he can affect the game better. What that tells me that he's a player who's learning. We talk about Harrison Armstrong. He's a player who's learning. He's a player who wants to bring his game to another level. I think a lot of that comes down to David Moyes and his coaching. And we've talked about this before with David Moyes. He's in that age range where he takes a player, grabs him by the scruff of the neck and says, you're about to be a star Premier League player. You just don't even know it yet. And he's in his face. You don't even know it yet. Dwight, you thought you wanted to go to Palace? Fine. We were going to get good money for you. It's a needs must that he's been starting the season with Grealish being injured, because we probably still would be seeing Grealish on the left and Njai on the right if Grealish was fit. But he's come in and you see that, as he's gotten more starts, he's willing to grow. As he's taken on the responsibility of playing in a new position, he's continuing to grow. So, all right. Moving on from Dwight McNeil, Iliman Ndiaye, 3 years left on his contract. He is 26 years old, which sucks. I wish he was like 23.
Transfer rumors.
Yeah, Iliman Ndiaye. I think it's quite obvious that 100% of this fan base would keep Iliman Ndiaye.
Yeah.
No matter the money that came in for him, he is a token, a icon, a talisman of this side. He is one of the most watched players in the world when it comes to his dribbling. He is a genuine superstar in the making. I know Idrissa Gana said, he could win the Ballon d'Or. I don't think he will do that, unfortunately.
Probably not.
Who knows, honestly, because the guy still has another level to take his game to. I don't think he's quite even hit the actual height of his career.
You can tell.
Because he's not a player who relies. He's not a player who relies on pace. He's not a player who relies on a certain physical ability. He's just shifty. He has incredible ways to manipulate the ball, and he has the twinkle toes of a ballerina. He's incredible.
And everyone knows it too. It's not even Everton fans. Everyone is aware that this guy's one of the best dribblers, not only in the Prem, but he's statistically one of the best dribblers in world football right now. And I have no idea how on earth we got him, but he's never leaving. He can write whatever number he wants on that contract. I'll pay it myself. I don't care. He's
crippling debt.
So good. I'll do it. I'll
finish him.
But like I don't know. The transfer rumors I've been seeing for him, I know some of them are real, and the way I know some of them are fake are because the numbers that whatever AI slop garbage bot is pumping out are just
35, 40 million.
Like these Chelsea fans as well, some of them are going, yeah, I think we should just, do a swap deal with Tyreek George. And I'm like, do you watch football ever? Swap deal for Tyreek George. Or he was like, oh yeah, 30 mil. 30 mil for Iliman and Jai. And I said this back, for 100 million, you can have his boots.
Yeah.
But not match-worn ones.
No, not even match-worn ones. You can just have ones that he's like signed or some shit. 100 million. I think, honestly, if an offer came in for 80 mil, we'd probably end up taking it. But I wouldn't let him go for below 100, really. If Alexander Isak goes for 150 and Jai goes for 300, but we're not serious, dude. Like,
Jacob, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be the guy this summer that we're fighting a lot of people on. Obviously, he's a very, very, very special player. He's probably, he's one of the best wingers at Everton since I started watching the club 13 years ago. He's electric. He's dynamic. He creates. He dribbles. He scores. He shoots. He scores. He's awesome.
He scores.
He's
pretty fair enough.
It's what 90% of club teams in the world beg for every transfer window is to sign a guy like Iliman and Jai. And I think you have to keep him at all costs. Obviously, at a number like 80, 85, I think it gets a little silly personally. But
I don't know who would offer that right now.
I think he's 20. I think he's in that weird. He's in that awkward window for a player where they've hit their stride in a big way in their late 20s or mid to late 20s, and so clubs don't want to shell out the £100 million your 22-year-old price, and
for sure,
and he's still got 3 years left on his contract. I think we keep him personally. We're going to get offers for him, and I would do everything we can to keep him. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's very likely that Chelsea and Newcastle and United are all going to go for him because Newcastle are going to have money from United.
Newcastle, we can laugh off and beat down with a stick.
Yeah, well, no, exactly. I'm just going to say because they're going to have money.
I hear what you're saying, though. Yeah.
But I think Chelsea are probably going to be serious buyers.
Agree.
That's what I'm saying, right? Is in today's market, none of the money makes any sense. But like realistically, you're saying 85 and up is a bit silly. Yeah, but in today's market, he's probably going to go for. He's got 3 years on his contract as well. He probably does.
Oh yeah, I just meant more in the context of if you start getting offers in that region, it's hard for me to say no.
But like that's the thing is like I know we need to address a lot of parts of the pitch, but Iliman and Jai is so like integral to how we play football that like what are we actually gonna do with that 90 million that's gonna make us?
Well, yes, exactly, literally exactly. Yeah, that. You sell a guy who's already.
Yeah, our owners don't. They seem to not care about the money. They just want to make the football club good and then get money off of the football club being good. Correct. They care about the club. They care about the team. They care about the fans. I love them. They're great owners.
They are.
They're gonna put that money back into the club.
Very blessed for that.
So there's no advantage to selling him. We're going to have 90 million sitting around and nothing to do with it. Having him at the club is already a pull to bring players in. Yeah. Because everyone knows how good he is. If you tell a striker, oh yeah, your wingers, by the way, are going to be Jack Grealish and Iliman and Jai, they're probably going to go, yeah, sign me up. I'm going to get a service every day of the week.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a 50-goal season with these two. Like, that's such a good pull. They're going to be like, I'm going to be worth 100 million in a year if these two are my supply. It's a pull having him at the club. It's not worth selling him for, and you know what I mean?
It's like it's the exact same with the Jared Branthwaite situation. The club hold all the cards. They have a player that enjoys being at the club that is playing very well and is starting every week. He's playing international football whenever he wants to. We should be very thankful that he is a Senegalese international instead of like a French international, because he will always get in that international team. So that's never going to be a question. I'm sure that we'd be willing to pay him whatever he wants. I really struggle to think of any clubs that would offer the amount of money that he's worth. I think at the end of the day, the kind of offers that we would hear about are going to be around the 60 million mark. That's still in my mind. That's still not. I still don't think that's anywhere near enough. I think you look for another 20 to 25 if you're being realistic about selling him. But at the end of the day, the club don't need the money to spend on players. We do not need to sell to buy, which we haven't said in a really long time. So I think that in and of itself tells you that we are going to be approaching this transfer window with a very keen sense of improving this squad and taking it to the next level rather than taking away a center piece of the squad, the centerpiece of the squad.
Yeah.
For money. It's not what we need. It's not where we're at. And we're trying to build something rather than trying to tear it apart. So.
No, I agree. And I thought it was really funny with the transfer offers that were coming out because, like I said, I saw a report saying that Real Madrid were having a look as well. But I thought it was so funny because, their front three are three left wingers, right? Mm-hmm. Mbappe, Vinny, and Rodrigo. Rodrigo's probably leaving this summer. And the report was like, oh, well, Rodrigo's going to leave. They're going to sign him. Are you going to sign another left winger?
Yeah.
Have you not learned your lesson?
Right. And he wouldn't fit in. He's not a Galactico. He wouldn't fit in at Real Madrid, in my opinion.
No, probably not. Yeah. But he's got the class for it. So
yeah, he does. He's good enough. Right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
But no,
any final thoughts on Illiman and Jai? We got somebody important to talk about next. Not that Jai is not important. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Tyler Dibbling. All right, 20 years old, 3 years left on his contract. 17 appearances this season. I think the guy's probably played on average, who knows? I didn't put down his minutes per
3
game.
minutes.
Yeah, probably on average 10 minutes a game, honestly. It's
yeah.
You feel for the guy, but Tyler Dibbling, everybody.
Okay, I'll go. I really, really like him. He seemed, and I'll go through this in two parts, right? As a person, first of all, I've read other reports, but he seems like such a nice kid. He's like 4 days younger than me, I think, right? So I think okay, he's the same age, whatever. I'm like, okay, give me similar things for being away from home and whatever, all that stuff. He was at, I believe, the Chelsea academy for a bit while he was at Southampton, and then he moved back because he didn't like being away from home. And I was like, dude, you picked a rough club to move away from home to because the fan base is pretty passionate. I was like, that's a difficult one. And I really want to see him succeed. Everybody does, but I really want to see him as a player succeed. He seems like such a nice kid. And I think, unfortunately, Moyes took the wrong approach with nurturing him. I know it wasn't a Moyes signing, really. It was the club that were like, let's get a promising young yeah, that's probably a good take, actually, to be honest. But yeah, with Europe, that's what I was going to say. With Europe, he's going to get chances anyway. But the way that I see him, right, is he's clearly got the talent. He's clearly got the tech and everything. He just gets thrown off the ball a lot because he doesn't have the physicality yet. But Moyes took the approach of going to the media and saying stuff about his game, which I don't think was the approach that was needed. I think he needed an arm around the shoulder kind of, you're no matter what, we're going to support you. You're all good. Just take your time, develop, whatever. Because he looks scared when he comes on. Yeah. He doesn't look comfortable. He looks like he's about to shit himself. And I don't blame him. I would probably be kind of similar in this kind of situation if I was a winger. I'm being relied on for that stuff. But he gets slated a lot. And I'm like, he's just turned 20. He went for a fee that was, I'm surprised we didn't manage to talk them down more than that, considering they'd just gotten relegated.
Yeah.
But, it wasn't a signing that the manager wanted. I hope that he sees how good Dibbling is and utilizes him because I think he'd be quite good in Europe, especially against some of the smaller teams in Europe. He could develop a lot more. if we were still in the cup competitions and didn't somehow get knocked out by Wolves, that would be a good area to develop for him. But, I think we've made a hash of those competitions and not really had a good area to develop our younger players this season because our Prem has been so slapdash, try to get results to get Europe.
Yep.
But I think he's going to be, for a fact, he's going to be a great player. He doesn't really strike me as a flop. He doesn't really strike me as a sort of Jadon Sancho type signing where he doesn't have the work rate or he doesn't want to do this and he's just going to flop at the club and whatever. He strikes me as somebody that has the work rate, doesn't yet have the physicality, and he's going to be good. We just need to give him more time. So I think absolutely we keep him. He's got 3 years. We just need to give him more game time once we get Europe and in cup competitions next year.
Jacob?
Yeah, I think I tend to agree with a lot of what you said. The problem is that he has played 350 minutes of football this season across 14 appearances. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what he is as a player. He seems like the kind of player that is a good dribbler, that wants to take on defenders, that is going to add a layer to your attack. I haven't seen it from him, so I don't know. And I don't know if you loan him, if you keep him, and I personally, I think I would rather us keep him, try our gosh darn hardest to get him embedded into the team this summer, and then he's playing a lot more minutes next season with hopefully European football and some runs in cup competitions. But I don't know. I don't know. He didn't look particularly great when he's been on this season, and I don't know if that's confidence or what. I rate him as a player. I think he's going to be good. I buy it. But I need to see it. Keep him with the contingency that I need to see it.
That you need to see it. We will write to the club and make sure that.
Yeah, Everton Football Club, please show Jacob Ritchie from Chattanooga, Tennessee, this guy. Play him.
Send that in triplicate. Make sure it gets to his parents as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Times New Roman email straight to Everton
Times
Football
New
Club.
Roman. Comic Sans. Come on now.
Please
keep it light. Look, I think we should keep him. I think that I totally agree that he has been mismanaged by David Moyes this season. And maybe that is the double-edged sword of David Moyes of being able to motivate a player like James Garner, Iliman, and Jai to improve their game. But a younger player like Tyler Dibling who doesn't respond to that is and I know you say that Tyler Dibling's an I think he's very shy. You mentioned the Chelsea Academy. And it seems like that's sort of happening again where he's just feeling a little homesick and feeling a little out of his comfort zone and maybe not realizing that if he's going to grow as a player, he needs to be outside of his comfort zone a bit. And you keep him and you give him another chance because you spent too much money on him to just let him go on loan somewhere. That might hurt his confidence even more, in all honesty, because he feel like he didn't make the grade at Everton, and he might even, you would say he's probably taken steps back as a player this season simply because he hasn't played enough football. But I don't think it makes sense to send him on loan. I think it makes sense to keep him at the club. And just try to find a way to get him in that team. Try to find a way to get him motivated and determined. And I mean, who knows? The guy might come back next season to be a totally new player and have grown up a bit and taken some time to see what the season was about and reflect and realize what he can do better. You hope that's the best case scenario. And we see that, we start to see the talents that he actually has showcased. Keep him and we figure it out. It doesn't make sense to send him anywhere else, in my opinion.
Yeah, fair.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, we have 2 players left to discuss, and we're going to discuss them at the same time because they are the same player. That's Tierno, Barry, and Beto.
No, they aren't.
These stats are crazy, though. Gwyn, wait for these stats. This is crazy.
Their foot mob score is the same, though, isn't it? So
their foot mob score is the same. Their appearances are the same. Their goals are the same.
They're the same player.
Yeah, a bit mental.
It's unbelievable.
It's they are
maybe I'm wrong.
That fit the profile of each other. And almost I think height wise are about the same. But I don't.
Yes. 6'4" and 6'5".
It's baffling and absurd. And trying to decide who you want starting is, David Moyes throwing up a coin and saying, "All right,
I know who I want starting."
Yeah, and I know who
one of them tries. The other one doesn't.
Get Beto out there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think what Tierno Berry's long-term future is at the club. Dissent. I disagree. You're done. Get out of here. No.
Muted.
You can't mute him. He's not talking.
With Jacob.
I do. I will get on the Liam Delap board, but we won't talk about Liam Delap. We won't talk about Liam Delap tonight. Gwyn,
no,
all right, take a second. We're not gonna talk about Liam Delap. It's done. It's over. Get it out of your mind. We're talking about Barry and Beto. Tierno Berry and Beto. I don't know what's gonna happen with Tierno Berry this summer. I don't know what's going to happen with him for the rest of the season. I mean, the guy just got booed in our last home game when he got subbed on. So yeah. I'm not expecting much else from Tierno Berry this season. And if he scores again, I wonder if he'll have a bit of a celebration in the face of Everton fans, because I'm sure he feels a little hard done by. With that whole situation.
Me when the consequences of my own actions.
Like, I know, but in his mind, he's not seeing it in that way. As of right now, we don't know if he is. I don't know how people are advising him. We all know that Tierno Berry is one of those players, one of those young players that's cut from a cloth of, what's the word, privilege, of thinking they've made it, and having a bit of a me sort of attitude towards this whole footballing lark. Whereas we know Beto is very workmanlike. He fits the club well. He's very popular with the fans. Gets his head down. Does his LeBron James celebration when he scores and shows a lot of that passion on the pitch. So
Beto celebration.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Beto. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So it's a tough one. If we had to choose between the two, I'd say keep Beto. That's personal.
I think I'm less annoyed at Tierno Berry and more annoyed at how stupid this whole situation is and how preventable it was on literally everyone's part. Yeah. Like, why are we booing him when he's coming on? He's playing for the club. If he does a celebration in the face of like mock Everton fans or whatever, listen, I really, really wanted him to succeed when he got here, and I'd like him to stay because he's friends with Asnu and I want Asnu to stay. But I just don't think right now he's Premier League quality. I know he's isolated. I know our strikers are isolated. And I think Beto has kind of a similar skill set, but Beto works his ass off for 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And Barry kind of doesn't. He probably does, but not the same way that Beto does. Beto is using every ounce of energy he has and killing himself for the badge. And it's great. It's brilliant. I just want to see somebody with that mentality on the pitch. Tierno Berry, he got a couple of goals in a row, and I was like, oh, get on the Barry train because he's scoring, whatever. But he's LARPing as Luis Suarez, and he's just not. I understand what you mean with the me attitude, and it's kind of just frustrating because the whole thing of the club is to the whole project is to be a team. That's the entire point of the project. I don't understand how you have a perspective like that, especially when you're kind of not he's not even he's our top goal scorer tied with a defensive midfielder. I don't know. I wanted him to succeed really badly, but this whole business of all these antics going on, I'm not even sure I'm more annoyed at him or the whole situation as a whole, as I said, but I just don't think with how most fans perceive him that he has the mentality to get through it anyway. He's already shown that I don't think that's possible. He fell off right after that whole incident, which makes sense. I mean, I think most people would, and I understand him taking a bit to warm up to the league, but a lot of his goals were not clinical. Maybe that's the right word.
I mean, his best goal was the Villa goal.
Yeah, that was a nice one. That was good. That was a proper poacher finish. That was a Dominic Calvert-Lewin finish, actually, pre-injury DCL finish. But
which injury? What?
All of them. All 1 million.
I get it. Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't think with the way that things are going right now, with his mentality and his attitude, plus how most of the fans view him, I just don't think it's going to work out. I think we might as well cut our losses before he's not starting and try to get him out the door and get someone young in that can sort of learn as Beto's starting, and then we can kind of start phasing them into the team because Beto's 28, you know. I feel like that's a good way of doing it, but
what do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I think I disagree with both of you, and I don't think that it's necessarily a bad take or anything regarding Beto. I mean, right now I have Beto too in that starting 11 all day, every day, twice on Sunday. He's been great. He works really hard. We know who he is as a player. I think where I disagree personally is one being out on Tierno Berry as a concept. I think that's quick. I like him as a player personally. I think I said this before a while ago. This reminds me a bit of the Moise Keane situation, where the situation just got so untenable that we had to cut ties. And then obviously he went to Fiorentina. I don't think anybody saw him doing what he did there, but here nor there, I don't think that I would roll into next season with Beto as my starting striker, and I don't think that I would roll into next season with Tierno Berry as my starting striker either. And so I think the real question is, who do you want as your second choice number 9, who is going to start 10 Premier League games and be your change of pace guy in the Cups and in Europe? And I think that's Tierno Berry, because I think he has a higher ceiling. I think he has room to improve. I think he's got intangibles that Beto does not have. He's big. He is quick. I think he's pretty strong. He obviously has areas to improve upon. The off-the-pitch stuff is what it is. You hope that he's learned from that and we can move on. I would try really hard to keep on with him and see how he goes next year, and I would cash in on Beto this summer personally if it was me. Strike while the iron's hot. Get a good fee for him, because I mean it's 22 goals in 100 odd appearances, 112 whatever it is. I mean, we all like him a lot. I agree with that.
He played in a lot of anti-football sides and a lot of Sean.
I agree.
Anti-football.
I agree.
So
do you see him ever being a 15 goal a season scorer?
Beto?
Yes.
No.
Nah.
Yeah,
he just does the work rate.
10 at best.
I just think that makes him a better.
And I don't think you can move forward with a guy that has 1 year left on his contract that you can't see scoring more than 11, 12 goals a season in ideal conditions.
I don't see Barry scoring more than that in a season, to be honest.
I just don't know. I kind of agree with Forrest. I think that's a possibility. I think you give him a year and you see.
He's young enough that upside. It's about upside.
It's 3 years on the contract. Beto has 1. Tierno Berry's 23. Beto's 28.
And
that totally makes sense.
Yeah, you really looked at you look at just polish. Just look at technical ability. I understand that Tierno Berry, and I don't think Tierno Berry is very strong, Jacob. I think physically Beto wins, technically by a mile. Obviously Tierno Berry wins, even if technically he's not that great. Yeah. But one thing I've always said about Beto is he looks like a guy that never really played in an academy. He looks like a guy that doesn't have that technical polish, that wasn't told to juggle a ball 200 times. He's a big guy who knows how to play football and has a lot of physical attributes that are a blessing for him. Tierno Berry, he hasn't spent more than 1 season at a club for a while now.
Right.
I think he has the makings of a Premier League striker. I think if you look at the way the season has gone, they both have had their ups and downs. And Fard's made a couple good points. Beto is limited as a footballer. That is his biggest issue. Is he can sometimes make the ball stick, but it's like the same thing as Carlos Alcaraz. It's more of like a 60-40, 70-30. He's not making the ball stick 70% of the time, 60% of the time. And as a striker in a David Moyes team, you got to be able to hold up the ball. And yes, he challenges for things, but at the same time, man, it's still a lot of just endeavor and bouncing balls and chaos with him up top.
Yeah, I think he's just crying out for an Italian team where he can go and score 14, 15 goals and just be the guy.
That's what the game does.
Yes, I think he does it again. I think that makes the most sense, honestly. I don't know.
What do you think, Gwyn?
I think that's totally fair. The way that I see it isn't so much the polish aspect. It's more like you look at our setup, right? And our striker is going to be isolated anyway you slice it. We don't play with wingers. We play with LMRM, right? Striker's going to be isolated. If they're not running, they're not going to score goals. That's not going to happen. So Tierno Barry just doesn't fit the player profile that's going to score goals in an Everton team that works like this. You get Jose Mourinho in here, I'll take Barry over Beto every day of the week because he's going to play an attacking system. But David Moyes doesn't. We play counter-attacking football, which means you have to run, which means Beto is either in the midfield or doing hold-up play, and he gets the ball, and he's looking for an outlet, and he's running. Tierno Barry isn't every time, and it's so frustrating to watch. Because he only scores off of a random break that he's on, or he scores off of something that comes into the box and he just gets it in like a bit scrappy or whatever. The other thing I don't like is the amount of clubs he's been to in the amount of years. That doesn't sit well with me.
But they're all been upward. It's all been upwards trajectory, though.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. What's to stop him just leaving the second that we don't do well if he has a good season?
I mean,
we have a whole slew of players that have the opposite idea of that, right? Branthwaite didn't want to go to United. Jake O'Brien could probably get a move right now, I'll be honest with you. Garner could get moves anywhere at the moment. Iliman and Jai has been able to get moves everywhere for the past year. These players don't want to leave. They want to embed themselves in the culture. And I don't think Barry's doing that at clubs. And that's okay. It's okay to have players like that, but you can't have this kind of carry on off the pitch and not be integrated into the community like that and not fit the player profile system. I think that's too many negatives to want to keep him here, in my personal opinion. But I completely understand what you guys are saying as well.
Sure.
Well, all right, then. Well, then we need to see final thoughts on this. So for both of you, keep or sell Beto?
Keep.
Sell.
I say keep, but I also say keep only because I expect us to get another striker, and I think having 3 is better than having 2. Tierno Barry.
I'm assuming we're not going to sign another striker, so I'd say keep.
I think we will.
I think we have so many areas of the pitch to address. I honestly don't think Moyes is not a player who is not a guy who's going to be looking for strikers first instead of fixing.
I'm kind of in the far red camp here of saying
if we sign another one, then
Liam. But I think it'll be Liam Delap. I think we will sign Liam Delap. So
I agree with that. I think
it might just be a loan, but
Liam Delap has Everton written all over him. He does.
He does.
Liam Delap, man.
I know. You're not big on him, Gwyn. I know.
But Armando Broja 2.0. Yeah.
No, way better. Whoa, hey, now that's an insult.
Don't do that.
Armando Broja, I am not fond of him.
Yeah, I'm being disgusting. I apologize.
All right, folks, we finally got to the end of this player list 2 hours later. All right, one more. David Moyes.
Wow, you really enjoyed it.
I have.
They just did a 4-hour college lecture. Yeah.
This is a 2 hour. This is
4 credit hours.
Double time show here. So last one, David Moyes. There's been talks or rumors of him getting a new contract. I just want to ask, do you guys think he should get a new contract? Do you see him as a guy that can keep us going after next season?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to the questions that you asked me earlier. If you'd asked me this 5 months ago, nah. Now, yeah. It's like I've said it lots of times. His subs and some of his tactical setups are a little bit strange to me, but I'm not a football manager, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But he's doing a good job. We're on track to getting Europe, so I really can't fault him too much.
Yeah, I agree. Ask West Ham. Be careful what you wish for. Just might get it. I like David Moyes. He gets the club. Keep him around. See where we go.
It's a good take.
Yep. Another thing I asked. Well, I spoke about earlier today with a friend about David Moyes and a new contract. I think there just are not a lot of great up and coming managers right now, honestly.
Yeah, who do you go get?
I think you see so many clubs trying it on. The prime example was Tottenham Hotspur with Thomas Frank. They gave him a try and really suffered for it. Maybe it was a timing thing more than anything with Thomas Frank, because that Tottenham squad flatters to deceive very often. But I just don't think there's a lot out there that you could look at, and I think there's a lot to be said for having a consistent, reliable manager with experience like David Moyes. I just think it makes sense, and at the end of the day, and this is the take. And Areola is somebody that I think Areola is somebody that I could definitely see at Everton that would do a very good job with us.
I think
great manager.
I think he's a fantastic manager,
phenomenal manager.
I would not. I think the thing is you just have to figure out what the timing of all this is going to be. Because you offer, David Moyes has 1 year left on his contract. I don't know how many years Androni Areola has left on his contract at Bournemouth, but there might be a situation where this might fit perfectly. Maybe they both run out of contract next year, and it's David Moyes. Thank you for doing what you did. Whatever happens next season, thank you for providing the foundation. Now we can bring in our actual project manager. Now the project can actually get going. Now that we've developed the foundation. Now you're starting to build. You're building the framework, and now you can start to fill it in, and you start to fill in what this project is actually going to be. So.
Fair enough. I quite like the tactical side of football, and there was I had this in my notes where I just had to pull them up. Was his name has got some odd like German letters in it, but the Stuttgart manager right now I think could do a job for us because he's spun that club around. He's done a really good job. He's really good. He's young, up and coming manager. The only one that I put in my notes that I'd like. The only other one was like a joke one, and I'm just waiting for Jose Mourinho to get sacked in Portugal so he can come back to the Prem. Because I'll tell you what, he's never had a bad season. He's never had a season where he didn't get Europe in the Prem. We'll take him.
Some
Mourinho ball at the Hill Deasy would feed families.
No, Lord, help us all.
No, Jose Mourinho, sir. Very sorry. No, that time has come and gone for me with Jose Mourinho. Maybe when we had a guy saying, "We want Mourinho," maybe then, okay, no problem. Now, no, it's okay. And apparently Areola is out of contract in the summer, as is Oliver Glasner. I mean, if that's the case, oh gosh, I don't know. I'm getting worried. Somebody's going to pick that guy up.
Tottenham are getting relegated now, by the way. Roberto De Zerbi.
Yeah.
They're finished.
I cannot believe that. That is crazy. I mean, I'm not going to say it's over because West Ham can still be worse than them. But
yeah, but they've picked the one manager that cannot get results when he starts at a football club. They picked the project. They picked the project manager.
I mean, maybe they expect him to be manager in the championship next season, man. Or maybe they really just think that they're just too good to stay up, and they're like, well, we're still planning for next season in the Premier League. So. And they gave him a 5-year contract too. Anyways, we're gonna end it there. I don't want to delve into Tottenham Hotspur's woes again, but we always get a little snippet of them in our show.
Let's just hope that Arne Slot stays at Liverpool so that we can have a fun time.
Especially if they don't get Champions League.
Hey, we can hope.
We can hope. I mean, hey, let's beat them in a couple weeks and. Then what? I mean, we want to beat him. We don't, because if he beats us, then he stays in the job. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to cut all of you off right now because it's been way too long. It's been 2 hours of the show, but we did so good. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Farah, thank you for all the information and the interaction. We really appreciate it, man. Thank you for everybody for watching. This will be available on all your streaming platforms, including the ones that you hide behind when you are on incognito mode. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. Get some sleep because it's late, and we're going to do the same. See y'all next week when we actually get to talk about a game. We're going to talk about a game again, man. Jeez, it's been too long. Good night, folks.
Good night, everyone.